Alrighty. Hey everybody. This is kind of like a test live. Basically, I got a new like sound thing. I think you've seen it probably like all over the internet. But anyways, my name is Akasha Wolf, and today I hope you guys can still hear me. Today we are going to be doing this little diamond painting of Pikachu, and we're going to talk about TV shows, anime. Basically, I wonder if anyone's here. Doesn't look like it. I was working 2 jobs for a while, so much to where like I didn't really have much time for a bunch of shows. I was kind of like sticking to a very set few, and that was it. And recently, I'm down to like 1 job. So basically, I am able to start watching more TV with my time now. And my husband and I have finished up like a couple of shows recently. Like Game of Thrones, we were so late on that. We took so long to finish it. Breaking Bad, we were late on that. Mob Psycho, a couple of things. Oh yeah, Solo Leveling, we just finished that, and that was good. Anyways, so I was gifted a couple of these little diamond paintings from my friend Vidi. They're so awesome. So like everything that I have here is very minimal. Like I don't have those other tools that have like enough space for me to do more than 1 diamond at once. Because I'm new to this. And if this goes well and I like it, I might keep doing it. I just finished like these 2 other ones, like a Mario one and Baby Yoda or the child. Those were fun. Like the first little dot I did, I got like a dopamine rush. Hi. How are you tonight? All right, so right now we're looking for 7 and B. So I already kind of cut it, so we're gonna have this available. Hello, welcome. Hi, everybody. Hi, Deadpool. So we're gonna start in this section here. So I need to find the blue and this, or the B and the 7. So, what was it? What were we talking about? So what shows have you guys recently seen? Today we're going to be talking about probably like Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, Mob Psycho. I literally took forever to finish Attack on Titan. Right now I'm going to do a diamond painting. It says, have you heard about the guy that lost his entire left side? He's all right. Sounds like got a joke for me. Hi, welcome. That one guy. Sorry, my dogs are coming up. Hi, everyone. Welcome. All right. Sorry, all that noise in the background are the dogs echoing raw. But no, Deadpool, I didn't hear about that one guy. Or not that one guy, the person that lost their left side. Okay, that's 7. And then we need B. I am not professional at this. I've only done 2 so far. And I kind of screwed one up. Because one of these packets didn't have the proper one in it. It says, why was the mushroom invited to the party? Because he's a fungi. Oh, that's good. See, like right there, I have like this green one. Oops. It was in the pack and I thought it was blue, but it was already too late. Oh yeah, but like, what was it? Attack on Titan is I think is what we were talking about. Alright, I have this cute little plate and I have the little things that makes it easy to pick up the gems. Says I was wondering what you do. I do all kinds of stuff. The job I was working before, I was in a dual rate position as a pit boss or floor supervisor at a casino. And I was a table game stealer. I'm still technically in the same industry, but as a teacher. I teach dealing now, or I have been for years. Let's get some of this paper, some sticky stuff out of the way. There we go. And I have another channel where I teach, or was teaching like metaphysical arts and stuff. Yeah, it was really fun. It was fun for a little bit, but then had to get out, take a break. So this one is 7. So the 7 are all the little tiny ones. But as an instructor, I feel like it's more rewarding because you have people that you're helping to get in the same industry as you. And it's really nice to see that you actually help people get jobs and stuff. And then sometimes you work at the same place. It's really nice. But anyone here like anime? Oh look, we just got started. We did the first one. I probably should have did this first. Bam. Oh, and on this channel I do some crafting. And I was doing reviews and stuff for a little bit, but I don't spend my money on that much stuff like that anymore. But anyways, my husband and I just recently finished Attack on Titan, and we were procrastinating finishing it because that last episode meant it would be all over. Like Pichu, but Gyarados is the best Pokemon. Gyarados is dope. Oh, nice. Anime Fest. I went to, what was it? The Level Up Expo. I know it's not like exactly an anime thing, but they have anime stuff there. Like crazy, and everyone's cosplaying. But what was it? Yeah, I try to go to like an anime convention every year, but it's bad because like I always end up spending too much money. But I think if I go this year, I'm not going to be that bad. I control myself. But apparently, after I finished that episode, I think it was like an hour or 2 hours, found out that they have like a movie plan too. I've noticed with like a lot of anime, they've been just, they'll show like the last episode of a series and then suddenly, well, I'm sorry, you guys couldn't see anything. Terrible. And then they'll make a movie of like the same last 2 episodes, but they add to the fight scenes or something like that. It's like, I don't know if I'm looking forward to the movie, like I am, because go ahead and give me a reason to watch an anime movie in theaters, especially if they offer like Ultra HD or anything. I'll be there. I feel like that's what I've been going to the movies for most often is anime movies. But that last episode of Attack on Titan, I just don't get it. Like, I did my very best keeping up with everything, but the bad things, I don't read the manga, so I think that there's some stuff that could have been filled in a little bit if I did, but I haven't. Let's see. I'm gonna try to like do all the little pink, and then we can start working on the rainbow. I feel like it'd be more satisfying that way. But since I only ever got into Dragon Ball Z, oh my gosh, those movies. Okay, I know there's the series, but they have movies that they come out with, and I feel like whenever Dragon Ball Z comes out with a movie, it's almost like an event. I've had some really cool experiences going to Dragon Ball Z movies. I think the Broly one was probably my favorite. That's so hard to say. They have so many good ones. Like that scene between Broly and I think it was Gogeta, because those like 2 times they fought, it was Goku then Gogeta, and they like broke through reality. Oh my goodness. It was too cool. I've rewatched that so many times. I would go to theaters to see that multiple times if possible. Oh, watch Cooler's Revenge. It's the best Dragon Ball Z movie they ever made. I have to check that one out. For some reason, I don't think that sounds like one I've seen. Maybe I saw it and kind of forgot about it. But I will totally rewatch it because, yeah, give me a reason to watch Dragon Ball. Like, there was also the one where, what was it? Gohan went beast mode. And finally, Piccolo kind of got like a new form in a way. And that's the thing, Piccolo be taking care of everybody's kids, well, Gohan's kids. And then he goes asking for help. If Piccolo asks for help, it's serious, guys. I like the original Broly more than the new Broly. Cooler's Revenge is old. I bet. Yeah, they did change Broly. Like, that was the only thing that bothered me about the movie, is they keep changing kind of like what's going on with Broly, and everyone just keeps saying it's canon, it's canon. And I'm like, that's nice, but like we can't just keep saying canon and make it. Well, I know it's more than that, but like to me, it's like an excuse to be like, let's do something that might make us some money. The movies are awesome. That's good money. I still haven't been able to meet the cast in person when going to the conventions. Like, you see them from a distance because the lines to talk to them are so big. But if you're ever interested or thinking about checking out a new anime, um, I think that if you like Dragon Ball, you would probably like Attack on Titan. And one that's really hard to explain to people that I think you would like a lot, or most people would, is that time I was reincarnated as a slime. I know it sounds like a really weird name, but I am telling you, it's so good. Like the animation's great, they have great fight scenes. It's they have a lot of like making you feel good through most of it. But explaining it to someone to convince them to watch it's difficult. And it has quite a long name. And I'm sure you're going to hear like Death Note recommendations. Death Note is another good one. Not the movie, the anime. But, well, in my opinion, I don't know if there's people out there that super like the live action movie on Netflix. But making a lot of progress here. Basically, I'm going to be doing this until my husband is done in the garage. He's giving his ZX10 a revamp. Well, needs a lot of little things done. Coolant flush. And I think he's going to be replacing some hoses. And changing the color of them too. Because they're going to be exposed. But, what was it? Oh yeah. So, the last episode of Attack on Titan. I didn't know what was happening anymore. I'm really confused about like Aaron. He had a breakdown out of nowhere when he thought Mikasa was going to end up with somebody else, but he wants to stomp out the world. So I don't understand his logic. Says I'm more into Marvel and DC nowadays. I used to love Star Wars until Disney ruined it. I know. Oh my gosh. Star Wars. I was a big Star Wars fan. In kindergarten, I was Queen of Maladonna for Halloween. And that has to be like one of my best costumes with makeup and stuff. I never forget it. One of these days, when I find that picture of me in kindergarten, I'm going to post it. I even had like a bicycle that was Star Wars. Again, it had Queen of Maladonna on it. But I know that sounds like the newer, still slightly newer, but I watched all of them. I haven't watched any of the newest ones that Disney did because I came from when it was good. I kept hearing bad things. I know I shouldn't like go based on what other people are saying and give it a chance, but I just can't do it. I don't know why. Maybe one day. So when it comes to DC and Marvel, though, do you think like they're still gonna be putting out bangers, like some really good ones? Because I noticed recently, I haven't been seeing as much good stuff come from them. Episode 1 through 6 are amazing. Just pretending. I know. Just pretending they don't exist. I know. And that's kind of like how I see it. I'm like, if I don't watch it, it didn't happen in a way, like when it comes to movies, because it only becomes my reality if I watch it, I think. So, kind of like Inuyasha, I will not, I might, I don't know, maybe. I can't, it's hard. With Inuyasha, the new spin-off they came out with, I don't think I can watch that. Like, it was one thing to kind of like think about the future of Sashomaru and Ren, but they took it real far with a lot of things. I like kind of thinking or visualizing our own ending for everybody or future for those characters. Marvel's going downhill. Deadpool is holding it together. LOL. but I'm excited for Joker 2. I still haven't seen Joker 1. I'm probably going to watch both of them together once Joker 2 comes out. And then when it comes to, what was the other one that you mentioned? Deadpool? Oh, yeah. Deadpool, I've been enjoying. I did not watch the new one yet, though. That's probably the next thing I'm going to see in theaters, or maybe even Beetlejuice. I recently got LASIK, and for most of my life, my vision has been terrible, but I've always loved TV and movies. So when I would watch TV, I had to sit really close to the TV. And when I went to the movies, if I didn't have glasses, it was very difficult. So once I got LASIK, I became a beast. I started going to the theaters to watch movies that have already come out that they just brought back to theaters because now I can freaking see. 3D movies, oh my gosh, I went crazy with that. I think probably all of 2023, I was just going to the theaters watching old movies. It says, but I think Marvel will pick back up seeing now that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back. And OMG, Deadpool and Wolverine's amazing. And Joker was surprisingly really good. All right, Deadpool, if you say so. I'm going to trust you on that and probably check it out. But yeah, I feel like I probably should watch Deadpool and Wolverine in theaters. When I was young, going to the theaters was a super treat. So that's why I'm kind of like overdoing it with that adult money. Always trust Deadpool. But yeah, gotta check out Deadpool and Wolverine. Also, Beetlejuice. I want to check it out. I didn't get to see Beetlejuice in theaters, and that's another one on my list I'm probably going to do. But a lot of times, I hope it's kind of like been remastered sometimes. Because, like, what was it? Nightmare Before Christmas in 3D was another one that I went to go do again. Coraline in 3D, I did. Literally, guys, if you are going to watch anything in 3D, I highly, highly recommend Nightmare Before Christmas in 3D. Like, for all ages, if you want to take your family out, go to Nightmare Before Christmas in 3D. I feel like that was the most immersive 3D experience I've ever had. It was so freaking good. I needed to take a second outside to like breathe and be like, wow. Says before I go to timeout, I need to watch Beetlejuice. Hello, welcome. Yeah, I've been seeing like little clips here and there of it, and I keep trying to avoid them. And I'm like, I need to go and watch Beetlejuice before I have all these spoilers. Alien Romulus. I'll check that out. I love alien movies. I literally right now have the box set behind my TV, kind of like decor. It's like black and silver. Have you checked out those new seats that they have at theaters now? Now they have it to where when you're watching a movie, the seats move like based on what's going on. I'm super hoping though that like Marvel, DC, all these companies, I hope they get it together with these storylines and come out with some good movies. Because every time I have been going to the theater, I haven't been seeing that many people. Um, the Dragon Ball movies, I think I've seen the most. But most of the time, I've been going to almost empty theaters for a lot of these. Yeah, Alien and Predator. Ah, Predator is so sick. Um, I have a motorcycle, and when I was picking out helmets, I almost picked up the Predator helmet. But the thing is, they're not um, all rated for like the best safety. Not only that, the dreadlocks on the helmet, it slaps you. Like it'll slap your shoulders and your back and stuff while you're riding on the highway. Oh shoot, where's my? Oh, there it is. It's stuck to my hand. So we're almost gonna be starting the little rainbow here. Let's try not to get too many of these. Oh, and we watched all of Demon Slayer. Oh, it says Prey was pretty good if you haven't seen it. Prey. That sounds familiar. I'm gonna have to check that out or look it up because I feel like that's a common name. Like I've heard it for something else. But I'm gonna try to stream more often. It's just hard to set up, and also like my air conditioning has been doing this high frequency squeak, and I've just been like, oh, I'm not gonna stream because who wants to hear that crap? It's on Hulu. It's the next Predator. I might have seen that. I'll double check though because you said it's on Hulu, and that's why I'll check it out. I'm gonna have to write all this stuff down because I have been wanting to figure out what I'm gonna start watching because, like I said, from working so much, I haven't had much time to keep up with all the new stuff, especially like movie wise. I was making time for the old stuff though. This is I'm a walking movie encyclopedia. I believe it. I used to be. I want to get back to that status. Do you like old movies or like what's the oldest movie that you like? Or even TV show? It can be one of the Star Wars movies if you think or whatever. I'm curious. Boop. But what else? Oh my goodness. Have you guys seen Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones? It's TV shows. Number one rule: how to survive Game of Thrones. Do not stand next to anyone. You stand too close to anybody and you will pass away. That is what I've noticed in that show. Walter White. Yes. His character. Oh my gosh. So, so much great acting for real. And when it came to Walter, like he was freaking dope. But sometimes he surprised me on like how he would push for certain things, and I'm just like, why don't you do it? And I'm glad he did that one time. He went to that one dealer, and he had a chemical that he threw. I guess it was like on the glass, and it exploded that whole wall. That was so freaking cool. I love that episode. I did kind of feel bad though when his wife gave him crap like really quick before she even knew he was, doing illegal things. Like it seemed like he had a really good track record, and she instantly like went like completely upset with him about him taking time for himself, especially after he found out that he got cancer. You know, the change in him, she should have kind of like realized like, hey, he literally just found out he got cancer. Of course he's probably going to be wanting time to himself or trying to figure some stuff out. Do you watch Stranger Things? Heck yeah. I love Stranger Things. I love a lot of stuff, so you're gonna hear that a lot. But yes, Stranger Things is great. I feel like Stranger Things kind of gives me like a warm hug from the past. Like all the movies I used to watch and just kind of like the way that they felt. Um, I feel like Stranger Things kind of captures that really well. Do you watch? Yeah. What was your favorite season of Stranger Things though? And I think Hopper might be my favorite. He's got a really big heart. And he's so strong-willed. Hello, welcome. Poor Eddie didn't deserve to die. I know, Eddie. That was so cool though. When he did that performance, that was so sick. That was the most metal thing to do. And then like if he apparently they said that he's going to be coming back in the next season, so I'm not super worried about it, but I'm thinking it's just like flashbacks or he's going to be like on the other side. But I love Eddie. Actually, that's true. He's a newer character, but he is literally up there amongst the favorite characters. He is probably, you might have convinced me to make him my favorite one over Hopper. But Hopper has history. Most epic guitar solo ever. Heck yeah, that's a poster. Like, for real. All right, let me stick these aside. I got distracted. I was like visualizing that whole scene. Yeah, that's a picture. Now that I think about that, it makes me want to make like an art piece. Okay, so now we're gonna do the little red part. So those are all 8s. This is right here. Thank you everybody who's joining. I really appreciate it. But yeah, Eddie is so cool. Do you play an instrument? I've picked up a little bit of guitar, but I am not good at all. And I'm still learning terms for everything. I used to play a couple of instruments. Since I still like 11 the best, I hope they don't kill her off. You think they will do that? No. Yeah, 11's a really good character. I always do worry about them taking her character out, or maybe like nerfing her in a way. I noticed they've done that with like all kinds of stuff when it comes to TV shows. But I don't know if they already have how they want the storyline to go, but I have heard that like Millie or 11, she feels like she's too old for the character. Which it's movies, okay? And I mean TV shows, they can bust some magic. Nice. Do you own guitars or you just play? I bought one so I can start learning. Or I didn't buy one, it was actually gifted to me. And I named him Tony the Great for all the great Tonys. Nice. 3 guitars. Yeah, right now I have my guitar, and then we're keeping my husband or my father-in-law's, my husband's dad, father-in-law, got his guitar upstairs. And he's supposed to come pick it up when he comes back from Costa Rica. I do want to get probably another guitar eventually, but I feel like I need to earn it by like actually knowing how to play. I practice chords and everything, but I still have a long way to go. I thought being a dealer and good with my hands and stuff would have helped. It kind of does, but still a little challenging. And then I heard Wesley Snipes is in the new one too. The new Deadpool and Wolverine. When I was younger, Blade I loved so much. I thought it was so cool. And then kind of like now that I watch it, it's not as cool as when I was a kid, but I still love and appreciate it so much. Like I have no problem rewatching it. Since I literally learned from YouTube after you memorize basic chords and how the fretboard is laid out, it's easy. I believe it. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Getting the fretboard memorized. I had experience with instruments, so especially string. But we shall see how that goes. But yeah, I'm using YouTube too. That's what I'm doing. Making progress. Good thing this is a tiny one. And I tried to find it on Amazon or something because my friend is the one that got this for me. And I couldn't find where she bought these. I saw a similar set. It had basically the same characters, but they were all like in different poses. It says, yes, he came back. I love, it says, yes, he came back. I love Wesley Snipes as Blade. Cameos. Oh, there's going to be more cameos. Yeah, Blade or Wesley Snipes is my favorite Blade. When he had his whole taxes thing happen and I think he was put up for a bit, I was so sad because they switched him out for a little bit there. And I was like, no. I did not watch any of those. I refused. I'm like, it's not him. I won't watch it. And that was when I was a kid, though, or when I was younger, a lot younger. So I was way more stubborn. And then I think it was like the last Deadpool where like they had all those great actors come in to try to be heroes. I thought it was gonna be the coolest group ever, or the coolest team ever, and then everyone just started passing away as soon as they were rolling up for their first mission. It was like Brad Pitt. I never watched the Blade series just because it was recast. Yep, that's exactly it, the series. I was like, nope. And I think my mom even bought that series because my mom's really big into collecting movies. Like she'll watch them and she'll have to have the hard copy of any one of them that she thinks is good. Yeah, the X-Force. That was that was disappointing. It was hilarious, don't get me wrong, but I was so ready for that team. I was like, yeah, that's gonna be the best one. And then I think they had Terry Crews too. Oh man. At least Peter lived. Yeah. Oh, have you seen the Loki series? Because I think it's over now, so It's like all complete on Disney Plus. Loki was so good. I feel like that series is one of those ones like I could watch again and again, and I was really surprised about how good it was. Like, I feel like at the time I hadn't seen anything as good in a little bit because I think it was like around COVID I started to watch it. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Both seasons, nice. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Like, it's sad the way it kind of ended for Loki, but it's not actually over in a way. And he was bad. He did a lot of poop head things, but he also did a lot of heroic things. So he made his choice, but dang, it was so good. I have not seen the What If series. I've seen like it pop up on Disney Plus, but I've never seen it. But I love history and stuff. So when I saw that series and they were going back in time to like catastrophic events and stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, I know that story. Or I'll tell my husband facts about it. It says Loki actually ended great because he said from the beginning that he was burdened with glamorous purpose, and he finally gets it. Yeah, that that was a big deal. I think that when he found the Infinity Stones just sitting in the drawer of like some random TVA person's like desk, it made him feel like so little and powerless in a way because something that him and everyone else was fighting like crazy over was just nothing in a drawer for these people. It was so that was deep. It had my hair standing up. I got chills. But wow. And then Owen Wilson, oh my gosh, he was such a great um addition. Like Owen Wilson is the best. I feel like he's so just lovable. Like he can do no wrong. And if I ever see him sad, I'm like, who made him sad? Spider-Man No Way Home. Toby was the best Spider. Yes. Toby is one of my favorites. Actually, he is my favorite. And that's the funny thing. Like, when they were bringing in the new Spider Man movies, I was being stubborn about it. I didn't want to watch them, but I wanted to see everything together. So I ended up having to. Plus, I heard that they brought him back. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's the coolest thing ever. And then they brought back like all of the villains from his movies, which actually were so freaking epic. Like, oh my goodness. When Green Goblin had come into the new Spider Man, and like he just left him on that bridge and was going and hanging out with Doctor Strange again while Green Goblin is out in the world, like freaking throwing bombs and stuff. I was like, you guys, we cannot be sitting here talking. We have to go out there. You guys got to do something about him. But yeah, with the new ones, I kept saying, like, whenever I saw Toby, I was like, that's our Spider-Man, or our Spider-Man did this. Why isn't this one laying down? Is it? Oh, I think there's plastic on it. The movie gave me so much nostalgia. Yes, that's exactly it, nostalgia. That's, I think, what Stranger Things gives me is like nostalgia from old, old movies and TV shows I used to watch. Something is, oh crap, it's blocking. Still have a little bit of it covered. That's his name. Tom Holland. That's what I forgot. Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Whenever Tom Holland's Spider-Man was in other movies, his character seemed like he had it together a lot more. He was a little bit more like intelligent. Not saying that he wasn't in the other ones, but whenever I saw Tom Holland in any of his own Spider-Man movies, he was very, very, very immature. And I know that the character is young and he's supposed to be that way, but after like all the stuff that his character has went through, literally like all that crap with Thanos and stuff, I thought that he would have kind of grown up a bit, but he's done some shocking things when it comes to immaturity, I guess. Like asking Doctor Strange to help him with that school thing. I was like, there are more important things. But Doctor Strange is an adult, and he totally got played. He should have known better. He's the adult in the situation. But I still love Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I like that they put them all together. Trying to get them all the way down right. It's kind of hard. But today I also might start a new, well, not a new game. It might be new to me. We picked up an old Sonic game. We downloaded it from Xbox, and that's probably what I'm going to start playing now. We just finished It Takes Two, I think. Says, I wonder if the new Venom will be good. They're still coming out with more Venom? Venom was sick. I love Venom. And they made him really hilarious too. It says it's called Venom 3 The Last Dance. Really? So I'm gonna have to keep my eye open for that one. Yeah, I'm a fan of everything you're a fan of so far. Would you happen to be into scary movies? It says you should try Elden Ring if you haven't played it yet. I've seen a lot of people play Elden Ring, and I'm interested. We recently finished Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and we had stopped playing It Takes Two, and after we finished Legend of Zelda, we ended up playing that one. And then now we're going to move on to Sonic. But once we're done with Sonic, maybe we'll think about Elden Ring. I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about it. I also heard it's difficult. But honestly, it'll probably be me and my husband. So I think two brains are better than one when it comes to trying to figure it out, hopefully. Or maybe we'll end up fighting more. We don't fight often, so it should be fine. So that's really good. I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom yet, but finished Breath of the Wild. Okay, so we finished which one was it? Breath of the Wild, and then Tears of the Kingdom. I'm telling you, if you enjoyed Breath of the Wild, you're going to love Tears of the Kingdom. There is so much in there. And honestly, for most of the game, we were just looking for towers because there's like so much stuff that you can do in the game besides the towers, and you can still like finish the game, I think, without all the towers. And it's just so fun. Like the temples are really good, and the fact that you can make so much crap in that game now is so cool. So it makes travel fun and creative. Like all the Legend of Zelda games are fun, but these new ones, if someone starts with these new ones and then goes to the old ones, they're not going to like the old ones that much. But Legend of Zelda is just nostalgia for real. I have a tattoo that is inspired by Tears of the Kingdom. If I probably can't show it, but I designed it to be very similar to the regular gaming stuff I do, and basically casino games is called table games, but it's still considered the gaming industry. But then you also have video games. I love both of them. So my tattoo has like a combination of the two. Says I'm definitely going to play. Yeah, it's really fun. Says I still like A Link to the Past. But there was a moment, I'm telling you, you get like a little teary eyed. I don't know if you're sensitive. Like, I go through moments of sensitivity, but I don't want to spoil it. There's something with Zelda that happens. She ends up doing something that ends up saving people, but it's sad at the same time. She doesn't die or pass away exactly. I shouldn't say that. But it's really good. Like the stories, like they have a. I think I'm having a hard time talking about it because I don't want to spoil it for you. I want you to play it and have a great experience, and I don't want to spoil it. But there's some tearjerker moments in there. So it's still. Oh yeah, so same comments. Heck yeah. Well, if you end up coming on here, hanging out and talking to me again, probably talk about it more. But it's really fun. And not only that, you get friends. That sounds weird, but basically, this is something that's not exactly a spoiler, like they talk about it everywhere. But you kind of end up getting help. Like you have these beings follow you and help you out with the missions. So not only do you have all these really cool abilities, but you technically have a gang. And what's cool is you can control how many of them you have active at once. But the thing is, you got to play in order to get all of them because there's a certain amount of them. And then once you have all of them, you gain control of how many you have active at once. Dun, dun. This has been so relaxing. Since I subscribed, by the way, I stopped in when I seen Pikachu. I stayed for the nice conversation. Oh, thanks for that. No problem. I love Pokemon too. I would have stopped for Pikachu. I literally saved Pikachu for this. I was like, I think I want to stream doing this and just hanging out and talking. I'm like, Pikachu. Everyone should know Pikachu. Never collected Pokemon cards, but I watched Pokemon Forever. Actually, I actually had Pokemon cards, but I couldn't afford to collect a ton of them at the time. And then eventually I ended up getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's something that even my mom got into. So because the whole family was involved in Yu-Gi-Oh! I ended up getting more Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards than I did Pokemon cards. You played Pokemon Fire Red many times and wish you still had all the Pokemon cards. Heck yeah. If you still had your Pokemon cards, you would be rich for sure. I see that's the thing. I don't collect Pokemon cards right now, but I think I have an addiction to watching the videos of them um basically showing off all the cards they have and getting the packs and opening them. I like when they buy those vintage packs and open those and seeing if they're going to pull something freaking sick. And every now and then I come across the Yu-Gi-Oh ones. What's funny is like I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Like even right now I have a Game Boy cartridge in here that is uh my game. I was trying to find it but I didn't see it. But I actually have like 2 games for the Game Boy SP. That's Yu-Gi-Oh. And I literally went searching for it just so I still had access to the old way that they used to play. But Pokemon videos, watching them flip through them cards, I like it. And I used to play Pokemon Go, like I was addicted for a good while. We would spend a lot of time at the park walking around in circles looking for them. Ah, oh, Dark Magician deck. Oh, that's so cool. I really loved the tins that came out that was for like each of the characters. So you could buy a Joey Wheeler deck. You could buy Yami's, Kaiba's. Oh, that was so freaking cool. My Valentine. Oh my goodness. I missed that show. The intro too. And I found out that the intro was so different from, I believe, the Japanese version. It was, I think we got lucky with the intro for America with that one. You can probably find it on YouTube, the Japanese one versus the American one. I had a powerful deck too. That thing was so worn out. My stepdad would play soccer on Sundays, and that was the time that me and my brother would walk up to that grass and look out there to everybody, like, who's gonna duel us today? And it would always be a group of kids. We'd get together, we would just sit there in the grass and duel while our dads played soccer and stuff. Says I still have the Yugi tin and the cardboard playmat. A few friends get together and duel all the time, but only with the original cards and rules. Heck yeah. I don't duel anymore because of how much they've changed it. Like, I can't believe like how much crap you can pull in one turn. I used to have a dual disc. I was that hardcore. I would wear Yu-Gi-Oh shirts. I had a dual disc. I would duel my brother all the time. We would stand really far apart from each other in the living room and pretend we're having like a legit duel with our dual disc. Can't see squat on the cards because we're far away from each other, but it was fun. And I know they still sell them today. I've been thinking about picking one up. So we just finished the little red line. But all right, next one. The orange line is 9. So that's what I'm looking for next. But I wish I had my tin. I wish I had anything that was from my childhood that was like Yu-Gi-Oh. I thought I had a figure still, but I moved into another place and about 3 years ago. And when I did that move, I didn't see him in any of my stuff. But sometimes I do have stuff like in my mom's garage because before then I was living with them and we were moving around a lot. Says we don't like any of the new stuff, lol. We only play by original rules. I have put like 300 into my deck, ordering specific cards one by one. Really? So you're still playing now? That's really cool. I play with imaginary friends on my Game Boy SP. Well, basically all the characters from Yu-Gi-Oh! Is who I play with. Kind of. Like, don't get me wrong, them new cards, some of them look really cool. And then I have seen them revamp Dark Magician, Blue Eyes. They got all kinds of stuff. But show me Exodia. Dark Magician, Red Eyes, Black Dragon, the classic Blue Eyes, White Dragon card. Oh my goodness. Literally looking at those put a smile on my face. I bought like fake Egyptian god cards just to have on display, just because they look so good. 9, I think that's 9. That's really cool. Dang, sound like you have some fun. We have a place down here called We Play Games, and they have, I think, 2 locations, 2 or 3 in Vegas. And they host tournaments and stuff like that. And they told me that they will do the old way and they do it the new way. So you can sign up for either one. If you ever decide to come out to Vegas, maybe you and your friends can go take them out. Try to see if they got skills. It gets pretty busy in there. I know they do like a lot of Magic the Gathering at that place too. And they'll even host Smash Bros. Tournaments, which is another game I love. I love Smash Bros. My mains on Smash is Sephiroth, Bayonetta, and Joker. And sometimes I'll play with a Pokemon trainer. Come on. I try way too hard to get all those laid out at once. My little thing fell out. have so many random crafts though around this house that I need to finish. Like, I have a couple of paintings that are almost done, but I haven't finished. For a minute, when the strip was shut down, I was making pet paintings, like watercolor paintings for people. Like, that was nice for a little bit. But I think I'm gonna try to finish this orange line. And once I'm done with this orange line, we'll probably come back to this at another time. But until then, we can still hang out and talk. But I really do appreciate you coming to hang out with us, Deadpool. Literally, you're very entertaining, and you kept the conversation going. I appreciate it. And all the stuff we're talking about is really up my alley. I've went to a, what is it called? HorrorCon. And it was a really great experience. It was like slightly more expensive than going to Level Up and the Anime Expo. But they had a bunch of cast members from movies, like horror movies that a lot of people are familiar with. And they were very up close to most people. So it was very easy to get to meet people you want to and talk to them. It was really cool. They had so much dope memorabilia. I ended up picking up Jason Voorhees. I picked up his machete from one of the movies, signed by the cast. And then I even went to go meet Kane Hodder to have him actually sign it in person, even though he signed it already. But I wanted to see him sign it. Favorite horror movie? Ooh, favorite horror movie? Oh man, you're gonna have me thinking real hard about this because I think I have like horror movie favorites, and then I also kind of have like the character themselves, like what is like which one is scarier. Because growing up, I think what literally scared me the most, just by the way that it looked, was everyone in the first Evil Dead. The first Evil Dead, whenever anyone was turned into like a demon or whatever, it was the scariest thing ever. Like the chick in the basement, his sister, I think, she was like in the basement, and then randomly she would start like pushing up the cover and screaming and stuff. The makeup and everything was so scary. The lady that was dancing around in the woods, I think that was his girlfriend. And then like she sat up one time and like just started turning her head and everything, but speaking like a little girl. Ooh, that really scared me. And I also think um, the Amityville horror films, I think may. The thing is, like, I don't think it was my favorite, but I found them to be scary because it's that whole based on a true story thing. It kind of adds a little extra to it. Oh, I met the little boy from Pet Cemetery, the first one. His name is Miko. He was so cool. But oh man, I'm gonna be thinking about this. My favorite horror movie. 13 Ghosts scared me. The Not the jackal. I think it was the was it the jackal? The one with the cage on their head? They look very similar to the characters from The Evil Dead. that like scared the crap out of me. It says, by far my favorite horror film character is Pennywise the dancing clown. Okay, so just Pennywise in general, or do you have a specific Pennywise you prefer? Like, do you prefer Tim Curry's Pennywise or the new one? Not Alexander, but his brother. I forget what's his brother's name. But he's a Skarsgård brother. But Freddy Krueger and Chucky. I think Freddy Krueger scared me a lot too because we all sleep. And I dreamed, so he would have an advantage, or at least I would think that he would. Bill, yes. Oh, you prefer the book? Okay. I love Tim Curry too, though. I really do. He's so great. And I really feel like he gives that whole dancing clown vibe too. But Bill is great too. My husband, I think that he's with you on that. I think that is his favorite. And both It movies that he was in, I do think those are his favorite. And he did find those ones to be scary. And I think I have to agree. When it comes to at that time, when those were coming out, those are the best. And I can't say that they're not currently. Like they still today like are very good. And I want to rewatch them during, October. During October is when I like to go really deep into my horror movies. Like I do it through the year, but not as much as I do in October because you get so much more available to you to watch on the streaming services. Yes, he was just more comedic than scary. Exactly. And I think that that's exactly what it was. He was most definitely more scary. And I heard that they had another scene originally planned. Basically, it was a scene from the book, but they said that would probably be too, um, I guess, grotesque for film or where they were trying to get it out. They didn't want to bother too many people. It says if you haven't read the book, you should. It goes into way more detail about Pennywise. Yeah, I've heard a couple of things. What's funny is where I got slightly more educated with Pennywise too was Epic Rap Battles of History. They had Pennywise versus Joker, and it was pretty great. Like they were talking about him kind of being like a spider space demon or something. And then some stuff I was watching was kind of telling me that, like from the book, that he was like a spider or something out in space. Supposedly they're making an It 3 called Return to Derry. I heard about that. I did hear about that. I'm just kind of waiting for it to come out, but I'm looking forward to it. Shoot, that didn't stick. We're almost there, guys. We're just trying to knock out the orange layer, and then we will be coming back to this at a different time. So, what was I gonna say? Do you have a favorite Pokemon movie? I know it's a little off subject of what we were talking about because we were getting into horror movies, but I'm curious because I think that first Pokemon movie was my favorite, with Mewtwo and Mew. I have it on VHS right now. And I think I purchased it on YouTube because they have to where you can purchase the digital one. And I have it on there. So basically, since I had the VHS one and I couldn't get the DVD or find it, I ended up buying it on YouTube because my little brother and sister, I was trying to like educate them in Pokemon. And I had them watching the series and then I had them watch the movie because it was so good. But it was kind of sad because that whole part with Ash getting turned to stone and everyone crying. Although I did enjoy Pokemon 2000 because I like the legendary birds. Yeah. Legendary birds. And then there was Lugia. They came out with so many Pokemon movies. A little bit more. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to take Echo and Raw for a walk. And then we're going to make, was it the Bookie? I'm sure everyone has seen it on like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We're going to make some of that because everyone's showing it to us and we're getting a craving. We've had it before. It says, but I think I'm about to go, but I appreciate the conversation, Deadpool. For president, I'm out. Thank you so much, Deadpool. I really enjoyed your time and I really appreciate the conversation. And I'm sure everyone that was here did too. I super appreciate it. I hope to see you next time that I'm here. Have a good night. All right, so I'm going to try to turn this sideways and then see if I can get it done like a little bit faster. The great thing is the conversation was really good. So even though it like talking kind of slows me down, it was really fun. I've seen some of these diamond paintings online and watched people complete them or just like a little square. And usually there's no talking, but like, let's do something a little different. I think my grandma was my biggest influence when it comes to crafting. Like whenever I'd go to my grandmother's house, she would have like something for us that we can do, like color or whatever. She was the only one who had cable, so whenever we were at her place, we would watch Cartoon Network. Like every time we were over her place, we would watch Cartoon Network. Basically, Grandma had all the good stuff. Grandma cooked all the best food. Don't get me wrong, my mom's good at cooking, but as a kid at the time, it was just in my head that my grandma made like the best food. Not only that, she's a chef and has been for like multiple casinos out here in Vegas. And what was it? So basically, she would cook a variety of foods, not just because of like her background, but also because of all the influence of the different places she worked. And she wasn't just a cook, she's done nursing and things like that. But one of the places she would go to a lot, because she was in a lot of schooling, like she was going to art school, she was even taking botany to learn about plants. And in her botany class, they would have her draw and stuff like that. So she would take us to Michael's and Joanne's and stuff and basically let us pick out a craft. She would always be going there with a coupon. That's just the way of the crafter. You go to Joanne's, you go to Michael's, you need to have all your coupons ready. But every now and then, she would get a nice 50% off coupon. And whenever that happened, it was really great because it was either my grandma was going to get something really nice, or she basically had all the crafty things that she wanted, and she would let me or my brother pick out a really nice craft. So it would be one of those things that are expensive, that it's best for you to get it when you have a 50% off coupon. So most of the crafting I know that I'm able to do is because of her taking us and letting us pick like just about whatever we wanted. So it would not whatever we wanted. It'd be like maybe one time we go and we get one thing, and then we'd be working on that until we were done. There was like this latch hook thing that I used to do for a little while. She taught me how to crochet, and so did my mom. I think my grandma taught my mom, and then they both taught me at different points because I think I forgot one time. And then when I was hanging out with my grandma, she like taught it to me again. And then painting, I was kind of more self-taught. But right now, when it comes to my grandma, she's in Ohio. She's supposed to be retired, but she's still choosing to work right now. And she's still involved in cooking. So we are almost done, guys. Well, not done, we're almost done with this section we planned on doing. Just a couple more, and we'll be done with today's stream. Try not to pull out too many because I don't want to have to stuff them back into the bag. But I think I need a couple more than I put here. You know what? Now that I think about it, when it comes to scary movies, Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers, I think, was one of the scarier ones for me because you don't know exactly where it came from. Like the movie The Exorcist, for its time, actually, no, that thing was always freaking scary. Exorcist was extremely scary, but it fits something that you're familiar with. When it comes to Jeepers Creepers, that mofo will disappear for like 25, 27 years in a row and come out of nowhere and start picking up everybody out of the sky. Like he'll be in the sky, come down and jack someone. Like that is super scary. And then the sound of his wings before he comes, my goodness. And he was intelligent too. Like very intelligent. He could drive. He could drive, he could fly, he could build weapons. It's not good. It's a good thing he had that time period that he was gone for so long, because if he wasn't, he would probably own this planet. Yeah, those are some of the best. Mm. Looks like we have this one spot that's still a little covered. I wonder if we have just enough. See, it's like sticking to my wrist. Oh my God. At first, I thought that was a G, but it's a 9. And I was like, wait, did they have G? But they have all their letters capitalized for these. So I'm just an airhead. It's like staring at something for so long and it starts to look like something else. Do we have enough? We have 6. Oh man, we're off by 1, guys. We're almost done. Oh, it's actually 2. I'm off by 2. Bam. Oh, no, there's one right there. So it's like a game. The last orange. Oops, that was too much. It's fine. Then we have one more right over here. We have another spot that has the 9, but it's like this little butterfly all the way down here. But here we go, guys. This is what we got done. So for now, I'm gonna try to cover all the little sticky areas that are exposed still so that it doesn't lose its stickiness for when I come back to work on it. I should have put like the little red ones in. I can probably do that later. But, oh, let me take it off so you can look at it before we go. It's sticking really hard. Oh no. Hope it didn't mess it up. But there it is. This is what we got done today. Thank you so much, everyone who decided to hang out with me and talk. Deadpool, I would like to give a shout out to because he was great. He helped us get along and have some fun conversation. I hope to see you guys next time that I choose to do this. I'm doing all kinds of content right now on another channel, and I want to do more on this one and my second or my other channel that I have. Right now I'm working on 3 channels. One's old, then there's this one, and then the newest one I have has to do with the work that I'm doing now. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Now I just have to figure out how to end the